Mambo, Habari, um, Shalom, Shalom, greetings, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. Thank you for tuning in. I decided to do another quick video because I had a topic I wanted to share with you. I have never done this before. Well, first of all, thank you to all my faithful subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome in the room. Do me a favor, please like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up. Hit on the notification bell to be notified whenever I do a new video, and make sure you're subscribed because YouTube has been unsubscribing people. So the reason that I'm doing this video is because I wanted to share with you the differences between Zambia and Tanzania. Zambia is I think it's in the Southern African community, even though it's on the East African side, it's in the Southern African community. So, but I have gone there a couple of times, and I stayed for about 3 weeks because I was contemplating moving from Tanzania to Zambia if things worked out better for me. It was a contemplation, meaning it crossed my mind, but I wanted to share with you the differences and share with you why I decided that I chose Tanzania over Zambia. And so to start, the differences in the weather. And specifically, I'm talking about Dar es Salaam of Tanzania, because in Tanzania, you have all the different cities. You have cooler climates. Arusha is cooler. It's by the mountains. Mbeya is cooler. And and even Morogoro at night is cooler than Dar. Dar is like the hottest. I think it's like one of the hottest cities in Tanzania. So I'm in Dar. I'm by the ocean. I'm where it is very hot. That I like. I like the heat. But yeah, I'm in the region where it's very hot here. But so when I went to Zambia, I noticed that it was cooler. The weather was cooler, so it's probably somewhat like Arusha, maybe Mbeya. So it was cooler. That part I didn't care for. I prefer the hot weather. So when I went, of course, I had to dress differently. So the weather was and even in Zambia, you have different areas in Zambia, and some areas are the weather is possibly different in different areas. But I went to Lusaka, and then I went to gosh, I can't remember the other cities I went to. Some other cities that are further out. My mind is blanking right now. But anyway, I went to two small cities, and then I went to the major city, which is Lusaka. And I did like Lusaka, but the weather, I'm gonna compare the weather for Dar es Salaam and like Lusaka. I would say everything I'll base it on Lusaka. The weather, I preferred the Dar weather because it's hotter. Lusaka was cooler. So if you like cooler weather, then Lusaka may be better for you. But for me, when I was there, I missed Dar. I missed the heat because I was always cold. I had to wear a jacket. I wore boots. I wore sneakers. I had to have socks on my feet. So yeah, constantly it was cooler. Nice, but it was cooler. And so the weather, that's one. And then the people have the same temperament across. Like the people in Zambia were just as nice as the Tanzanians. The Zambians were just as nice as the Tanzanians. So the people and the temperament of the people, I did like that. Both were similar temperaments. The thing about Zambia, as far as their cultural, the lifestyles, like a lot of the people in Zambia try to be like the people in the West. So they're under a strong Western influence. So they dress a lot like people in America. The Zambians dress a lot like the people in the U.S. So when you go there, you feel like, especially if you're in Lusaka, you feel like you're back in the West. They have like really nice malls. The malls are massive. They have all the stores. Like they have a lot of different stores, a lot of different restaurants, food that we're accustomed to eating like back in the West. So in that aspect, it's more developed in that aspect, and it's more like the West. So for me personally, I'm not interested in living like I lived in the West. That's why I wanted to come here. I like the being close to nature, even if it's not as developed. Um, that's fine with me. I'm used to living in a developed country, so me coming out of there and coming to a place that's not as developed for me, I can, um, it's what I wanted. I wanted something different. I wanted to be more natural. So going to Zambia just put me back in that mindset of being in America. It was convenient and stuff like that, but I still I do prefer the environment in Tanzania because Tanzania put me in the mind of more of like a tropical island type vibe. Like it has a tropical island flavor. The atmosphere is, palm trees. The air is warm around a peninsula. Zambia is landlocked. It's landlocked. So I didn't personally prefer to be in a country that's landlocked. I love, love, love being by the water. And even if I live by the mountains, because Zambia has a lot of mountains, they have mountains and they have, uh, you know, and they have Lake Victoria there too. They got Lake Victoria, they got mountains, and they got, rivers and stuff like that. But the vibe is different. The atmosphere felt different. What else? So the weather, I prefer Dar. The cultural part, like the way that the locals dress and everything, I prefer the Tanzanian way of their attire and the way they dress. I like the modest apparel that they wear because the people in Zambia, they dress a lot like us. The women and the men, they wear the hoodies and the tennis shoes. The young people at the mall, the women, like you go in there, you think you're back in America. And so in Tanzania, it's different. It's still modest. The women dress very modest, and they still wear a lot of they wear their cultural attire. They don't dress, only maybe some of the young people, but most of them don't dress like the Western style, so I like that. And then the food was kind of similar. Uh, I forget the name of the the dish that the Zambians eat. It's almost like ugali, but it's called something else. It tastes a lot like ugali here in Tanzania, and I forget the name of it because it's been a while since I went to Zambia. But I just never did this video, and I should have done this to compare. But I think it's shishi. Is that the name of it? Shishi? I don't know. But anyway, it's like ugali, but I did like Zambia's version better than Tanzania's version because Tanzanian version of ugali is more like meal, and then Zambia's version is like maybe like fufu. It's more like you can pull it. It's different. It's not. I don't think it's meal. It's made of another type of flour, but I like how it tastes better. So I did like Zambia's food, their local food better than Tanzania's. And the seasoning is the same. Neither one of them uses a whole lot of seasoning, but I just like the flavor and the way that they cook theirs a little bit better than I did like Tanzanians. So, and what else? Uh, so that's mainly the differences. Those are the main differences that swayed me to want to stay in Tanzania. For me, now, if you are the type of person you prefer warmer, cooler weather, then you think a lot of people say Dar is very hot when they come. I thought it was hot, but then I liked it. So it's some people that prefer cooler weather, and so Zambia might be a better selection for you. Um, I don't know. When I was in Zambia, I literally felt like I was visiting. Like when I came to Tanzania, I felt like I was at home. When I landed in Tanzania, I felt like I'm at home. Like I felt at home in I literally feel at home in Tanzania. Even before when I first arrived in Tanzania, when the plane landed and I got out, I just felt at home. Something in the atmosphere, in the air, and it just breathing in the air and just landing and walking around. I felt at home. I can't even describe it. I think it's a spiritual feeling. But when I went to Zambia, I did feel that way. I didn't feel like at home. I felt more like a visitor. And when I was there, the whole time I was there, I was just comparing it to Tanzania. Yeah, I miss Tanzania with this. Oh, Tanzania has this. Tanzania, I was comparing Zambia to Tanzania so much. And I was like, yeah, I prefer Tanzania. The main thing that really made me want to stay in Tanzania is the weather. Because I was cold the whole time. And then the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes in Zambia were worse than the mosquitoes in Tanzania. I don't know why. I think it's because of the swamp. Zambia seems more swampy. And it's landlocked and it's swampy, so it's a lot more mosquitoes, I think. And then when we were driving, I rode the bus when I was riding the bus to Lusaka. It was a lot of swamp. We were riding a bus and swamp was like everywhere on the sides of the bus. It's like one little road to get to Lusaka, the main city in Zambia. But on that narrow road on both sides was like swampy. It was the high trees, and then if you really look, you see water. So it was very swampy on both sides. Their mosquitoes are off the chain. Like their mosquitoes are worse than Tanzania, than Dar. Their mosquitoes were worse than Dar. So instead of saying Tanzania, I'll say Dar. But I'm talking about, because Tanzania has so many different countries. I mean, Tanzania has different cities inside of the country. So it's so many that you can, if you like cooler weather, if you want to be by the mountains, if you want to be by the waterfalls, you can. So I'm going to say Dar in Tanzania. Dar, because Dar is the area I've been living in, and it's the hottest. So Dar compared to Lusaka, I say, which is Zambia. I was just cold the whole time. Mosquitoes were, the mosquitoes are bad when you check into a hotel or lodge and they have mosquito spray. They have mosquito repellent in the room, a can of it. When I saw that, I said, yeah, these mosquitoes are bad. These mosquitoes are bad, because I really didn't get bitten until I stayed in the hotel. And so, it was pretty bad. But I did when I first came to Tanzania, I got bit too in that in that hotel too, because a lot of the hotel rooms, they'll leave the windows open. They're airing the room out, so they'll leave them open. And we, as new people, we don't understand that we should close them before a certain time. Start closing them before it gets dark, so the mosquitoes won't come in. But I didn't know that at the time. So my shower window was like open. I was like, well, they leave it open because when you take a shower, the steam can go outside. No, the mosquitoes was coming in and they was biting me up. So I did get bit badly in Tanzania. But when you know what to do to close the windows at a certain time, or whatever, you have your mosquito cream or whatever you use, then you don't get bit as much. But in Zambia, yeah, it was bad. They were all under my covers, like they were biting me up. It was cold. That's another thing. Zambia is cooler, so at night they had blankets on the bed, and of course they don't. I don't think they had a heater. No, they didn't have a heater. And it was cool at night, so you have to wear a lot of blankets. And they were biting me under the blankets. Yeah, it was, yeah. And then, so as I visited, my heart was, I couldn't wait to get back to Tanzania. I was on that bus and I was just like, I just want to feel the heat. I want to feel the heat. And as I'm on the bus, I had I had like a shawl on, and I had on a dress, a heavy dress with a hood, was this like a cow neck type of dress. Is heavier, and then I had on like socks on my feet, sneakers or shoe, whatever, slide-ins. But I had so much on, and as I was going back into Tanzania from Zambia, we got to the border of Tanzania and Zambia. I felt the temperature rising. So as we got closer, I was able to pull off start taking off the clothes, it started feeling warmer and warmer, and it started feeling much better. I am a heat woman. I like to be warm. I don't like to be cold. And so that's kind of what won me over to Tanzania, back to Dar, was those things I mentioned. I just I felt more at home. I thought I would feel that way in Zambia, but I didn't. And then I had some experiences with some of the Zambians over there. There was an organization. They were supposedly trying to help diaspora to stay, but that was not true. So that put a bad taste in my mouth for Zambia also. So yeah, I was like, I'm ready to go. So anyway, that was the pros and the cons, or the reason. I'm not even gonna say pros and cons. I would just say those were the differences, and that's why I made the decision to stay in Tanzania versus go to Zambia, because of all these things I mentioned to you. All those things play a part in you being comfortable and feeling like at home. It's something about being around a peninsula, and there's something around being by the ocean. And I don't know. And it's something about being in a country that's landlocked. It has a different vibe to it. It feels different when it's landlocked. Like I just I didn't care for it, to be honest. But it's a good country. It's a peaceful country. Everybody was friendly. Good thing is a lot of them did speak English. In Zambia, they speak English. They speak their native language, their native tongue, but most of them, they know English. So we could go places without needing someone to interpret for us. So that was a good thing. That was a plus. But I'm learning Swahili, so for me, it's not that much of a disadvantage anymore like it was when I first got here. It's not as much of a struggle. Some things I just can't do, and I've come to terms with that. Living here in Tanzania, some things I have to have what the brothers to do, whether it's a man or a local or whatever. But some things that you just have to have a man to do for you if you need, especially if you're in business and stuff like that. Just need a man to do it for you, whether they speak English or not. You still just need a man as a woman here on the continent. So it's a patriarchal society. So some stuff you do need to have a man to do for you. So, but yeah, that's it for this video. I just wanted to share the differences in Zambia versus Tanzania, and the reason I chose Tanzania or Dar over Zambia Lusaka. It's that I don't like cold weather, and I prefer to be around the peninsula. So yeah, but anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I didn't plan on making it really long. I've been making really long videos lately. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, my faithful subscribers. Thank you to my new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below. I do travel and business consultations if you're interested in leaving the West and coming back to Mama Africa, specifically Tanzania. Hit me up at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, and I can do a travel and business consultation for you. Most people don't really need the travel consultation as much, but with the travel consultations, I give a little bit more details about once you arrive, what you need to do all the way up until you get into your hotel room. So, but a lot of people have ideas so much online with that, but doing business is the main focus that I've been helping people with. Is if you're interested in setting up a business and you want to partner with the local, you can hit me up. I done that actually, and my business is called Diaspora Connect Tanzania. So it's Diaspora Connect LLC in Tanzania, but my channel is Diaspora Connect Tanzania. So, but anyway, thank you so much. I do accept donations. I have CashApp, PayPal, and I have a land and building project that I am currently working on, purchasing land and building a structure in Tanzania, and I want to have organic garden. Stuff like that. So yeah, stay tuned, and Yeah, I've been living here for 4 years this year in Tanzania. I left America back in 2020. So I've been here since then, and all is well. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll do another video in the next couple of days. So I'm going to say shalama, shalom, and peace, family. See you guys in the next video or the next live.